Okay, I'm Sonny Spira. I played for Coach Tarricone. Varsity 80-81 and 79-80, 80-81, so 2 years. But I feel like I played for him since 5th grade. He came, and I'll never forget when he brought the team to George H. Nichols, and they were running through their practice stuff, and I was sitting in the stands. And they pulled out these little foldable chairs at George H., and you got to be really close to these guys, and they had on those orange striped pants and the orange warm-ups, and I was like, man, I want to be like that. So those guys then became my idols. Mark Hillis, Bobby Coughlin, Carl Roma. I couldn't be Tommy Bioki because he was too blonde, but I could be a lot of these other guys, and that's who I aspired to be. So he created a culture, and it really kept a lot of kids, I think, out of trouble. And well, me for one. I remember, coming up, and I remember my dad was a very vocal New York City guy, and I remember telling my dad, Coach Tarricone ain't gonna go for this. You gotta take it easy. He's just not gonna have it. I remember him getting thrown out of the gym in a freshman game, and I was like, oh, you're gonna ruin my whole career. But to the point was that Coach Tarricone had a set of standards, and that he held them across the board. And for me, it was like, I gotta cut my hair now, I gotta have an inch above the collar, a lot of things that I probably never would have done, but I wanted to be a basketball player, and I wanted to play for Coach Tarricone. And he was tough on me, as he should have been, but I think he saw something in me, because I was not the greatest kid, and he put me on the right path. So, I owe a lot to Coach Tarricone. The things I grew up with, and the way I've lived my life, I can always go back to something I learned from Coach Tarricone. To be early is to be on time is to be late is to be forgotten. When I was coaching at the high school, I had Coach, I asked him to come down. He would come to practice, he'd come watch our games. He'd always give me a scouting report of my kids, a report card. He always had time for me. So, probably one of my biggest regrets is I didn't spend enough time with Coach, especially as he was sick. So, Coach, thanks.
Hi, my name is Nino Samiani, and I am a former player and fellow coach of Mr. Tarricone. Back in 1981, I happened to run into Coach Tarricone. This is a few years after I played for him, and he asked me if I was interested in coaching. I was a little shocked. I never thought that would be something that I would want to do or be good at, but he thought that I knew enough about the game to be a coach, and actually quit a full-time job just to become a part-time coach. Thought my father was going to kill me. But that opened up so many things for me, and I can never ever thank him enough. I ended up coaching in the system for 16 years. 3 years at the modified, 8 years at the JV, and then I replaced Coach Tarricone after he left. Not nearly as successful as he was, but it was a great experience, especially my time with him. I learned so much from him, not just about the game of basketball, but just about everything. We would spend, hours on bus rides, just chatting it up, talking about families and things other than basketball. But I could not repay everything that I learned from him. A true mentor and a friend.
Hi, my name is Bob Mastro. Played 3 years with Coach Tarricone, and it couldn't get any better of a situation or an experience as far as what he's taught all of us, not only as players on the court, but off the court. And we owe him so much. Just love the guy and what he's done for Union-Endicott High School, as well as everyone that played for him. Thank you.
Hi, it's Anthony Palambaro. First of all, I'd like to say I think that Mina had a big part for me being on the team for Charlie, but Charlie always told me, even though I wasn't the best player, to make sure that let him cut me. And it was fun to make sure that he gave me a role to play. I wasn't going to be a starter, I was going to be a star, and as good a coach as he was with the best players, he gave us something to do, and our job was to make sure that every practice that we were the toughest team that our starters were going to face later. So taught me later on that there's a role for everybody, and thanks, Charlie.
Hi everybody, my name is Tom Consul. I am really honored and privileged to be a part of this event, recognizing Coach Tarricone, a long overdue recognition, quite honestly. And I'm proud to say that I was a part of the first high school team that Charlie coached here at UE back in the 72-73 season. We took our lumps that year, but we set the pace for many, many other teams to come. So again, thank you to the committee that really coordinated this and put this together. Truly a very special event, and again, I'm happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Hi, Tarricone family. Ron Ciotoli, class of '88. Played for Coach 3 years, sophomore through my senior year. Was fortunate enough to be the captain of the team in '88. Taught me everything I pretty much know about basketball. Remember going to camps as a youth. 6th grade, I think, was the first camp I went to. And it's really all I wanted to do was play basketball here at UE, and was fortunate enough to do that. Going through life, many of the things that we learned from him carry on not only in our family but work, but trying to also bring the kids along. I've coached my son's teams in baseball and basketball, and I find that it might be my voice that's coming out, but many times it's his words. And a lot of the other parents that I coach with or watch me coach say the same things, and I just want to let you know he still has an impact on many, many people in this community. Thank you very much. It was such a great honor to have this plaque here for him. Well deserved and overdue.
Hi, Tarricone family, Kevin McManus. I was fortunate enough at a very young age to be taken under Charlie's wing. Wasn't fortunate enough to play for him, played with some really good players back in the day, but he chose me to coach his modified team, and that's when our journey together began. I learned so much on and off the court about life from Charlie. He gave me the confidence that I needed in life to do some of the things that I never thought I'd ever be able to achieve. From as little as just coaching a modified team to running 40 departments at the county and managing 2,500 employees. That kind of confidence and that kind of direction all came from Charlie's vision and what he saw in me. And he saw some things in me that maybe I didn't see. I was able to help thousands of people, and indirectly that was Charlie helping the thousands and thousands of people here in Broome County, because whatever good I did came from what he gave me as far as confidence and character. So this is a special day for me. It means a lot to me, and I was glad I was here to share it with you. We're all very proud to be here. Just celebrate the life of a wonderful person and a wonderful coach. God bless you all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mike Sinicki. I was the class of 1982. I had the good fortune of playing for Coach Tarricone for 4 years, and I'll share my favorite, or perhaps one of my favorite stories. At least this is the one I can share with everybody. It was 1981. We were playing in the Section 4 championship against Elmira. And everybody who played for Coach Tarricone will recall that he had all 5 starters on the board, and then who you'd be covering that game. So he'd start off and he'd say, Sonny, you're covering Joe Smith. He's a good shooter. He's fast. He's strong. He goes left. Danny, you're covering Eddie Moss. He jumps out of the gym. He's a good scorer. He says he'll go right or left. You got to really be careful. And he went down the line until he got to me. He said, Mike, you're covering, I remember the guy's name, but I won't say it. You're covering Joe Smith. He's not very tall. He's not very quick. And he doesn't score much. It should be a good matchup. And that was my favorite memory of Coach Tarricone. Anybody who knew him would know that dry sense of humor. So I think it was a great tribute, and what I'll say in closing is that other than my family, Coach Tarricone probably was one of the 5 most influential people in my life, and I'm almost 60 years old, so that says a lot. Thank you.
I am Dave King, class of 1975 to 1977. Won some wonderful championships during that time. Very fortunate that my son, graduating class of 2011, also had a championship here. And my son also had a chance to meet Coach Tarricone, which was a real thrill for him. Coach was pretty intense, but not for himself. was for the players and for the betterment of us as people, as individuals, when we graduated. And we all appreciated that very, very well. I recall a time where Coach put on a clinic for my son, and Coach saw me standing in the doorway, and his closing statement was, always be sure to thank those who mean or meant the most to you during your time. And when he was done with that, Coach came over to talk to me in the doorway, and I had a chance to say thank you. And he almost didn't know how to take it. Almost not thinking that he had that effect on his players, but just did it because that's the way he was every single day. So, a very giving person, meant a lot to me, and to this day still means a lot. So thank you to the Tarricone family for sharing him for all those years and making me a better person. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rich Juditis. Played with Mr. Tarricone from 1980 to 1983. Just want to congratulate the family on a long overdue ceremony today. Well deserved. It was a pleasure playing for him. You certainly became a better person playing for Mr. Tarricone. Lots of stories with Charlie. We certainly butted heads my 3 years with him, but I remember them like they were yesterday. So to the Tarricone family, congratulations, long overdue. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Miller, class of 1966, Seton Catholic High School. Freshman year, Charlie Tarricone came in as a new teacher right out of Niagara. We had him for 2 years in history, I had him for homeroom. But on a 25th high school reunion, we went to Vegas, and the class paid for Charlie and Sue to come as our guest speakers at the banquet on Saturday night. And this story got told. Apparently, Charlie, in his early days at Seton, was about to be audited by whoever the person from Syracuse that comes down to look at classes. So the day before the person was going to be there, Charlie coached his kids in the class to say, I'm going to call on you for answers to questions. If you know the answer, raise your right hand. If you don't know the answer, raise your left hand and I won't call on you. Worked perfectly. Well, unfortunately, Charlie told this to Ed Crane, and Ed Crane was taking some kind of a graduate course from the superintendent at UE, and he happened to put this in his message to the class. Next thing you know, Charlie's walking down the hall at UE, superintendent goes by and asks him if he still does this. Thank you. Charlie Tarricone had a great influence on a lot of us, both at Seton and UE.
My name is Sean Spiker. I played for Mr. Tarricone in 81 and 82, graduated in 82. I could probably count, if I had to count on one hand, the people who've had the biggest impact on my life, it is Mr. Tarricone. He just was a great coach. All of the things he taught me on the basketball court, I was able to translate and transcend in the business of being prepared, being the best you can, dedication, teamwork. It was just an honor to play for him, and I know if he was here, I got to tell a story. My senior year, we all had to stretch for 10 or 15 minutes before we played or practiced, and I used to come up and just start shooting, and one of my teammates said, how come Sean doesn't have to stretch? And Mr. Tarricone said, look at him, he doesn't have a muscle to stretch. And I think if Mr. Tarricone was here, the first thing he would say was, thank you. The second thing he would say, you put on some weight. So it's just an honor to be here to celebrating such a tremendous man.
Hi, my name is Sean Cairns, and this is a proud day for all of the UE basketball alumni. We get to commemorate our coach, Charlie Tarricone, and I'm so happy to see so many former teammates and friends from all these wonderful years ago, and we're off to celebrate. We love you, Charlie. Thank you so much.
to come out and join us, please? Sue, Frank, and here's Jay. Just come on right out. If you don't mind, stand right over there and go. Just like you did, Frank, same thing. Okay, I'd like to thank the committee, Nino, Carl, Anthony, Kevin, for all their time and dedication. This was an easy one, people. This was very easy. When we decided we wanted to do something special for Mr. Tarricone, it just, everybody came out of the woodwork. I want to thank Nicole, the UE Athletics Department, and the administration here at Union-Endicott for their support and dedication as well. I would like all the former players, coaches, donors, family members, anybody who's had anything to do with the program, please come out and join us here at half court, please. John, Steve, Carl, Rudy, Anthony, Jimmy. There they are. See y'all. Peter. Mike. Mary Kay, thanks. The outpouring of love and support was overwhelming. We raised a lot of money in a very short time. And like I said, it was very simple. Just put Charlie's name out there and what he's advanced in his community. If you'd like to share a moment, a memory, a story, and I know we got a lot of them, there will be a little videotape in behind that little room there. I just want to share one quick story before I pass it on. I remember in 8th grade, my priest took me to Zappia Sporting Goods, and he told me to pick out a pair of sneakers. So, if you're a UE guy, you played for Charlie, you had to wear high-top Chuck Taylor black sneakers. Well, I looked at them, they were $9.99, and he walked me over and says, no, you gotta wear Adidas, these are the best shoes, they were leather, they were low tops, so I got those. And I remember going to 8th grade, and I'm at practice, and I'm wearing my Adidas, and Coach Tarricone came over and said, hey, Sonny, come here. You know who wears those sneakers? Lots of CYO kids. So, I was going to wear Adidas. So, in fact, these are them. So, I'm going to introduce Nino Samiani, a special player, coach, friend. Nino had a very special relationship with Coach Tarricone as a player, as a coach, as a confidant, as a mentor. Nino.
Thanks, Sonny. First of all, I got to ask in the crowd, is Denny Lush here?
Yes, right here.
Where is he? Come here. Oh, where is he? All right. Denny is one of the 5 Ds from Seton down the hallway, down the street. Down the hallway. And he wanted to say a few words. He played for Charlie when Charlie was coaching down at Seton. Now, I say 5 Ds. He's the only one that didn't have a D in his last name. But they got lucky. His first name came out. Come on out here. Would you like me to read what you wanted to do? I'm so sorry. I didn't know what you looked like. I kept looking for you all afternoon. All right, Mr. Denny Lush, I'm going to read it for him because he doesn't have his glasses. All right, so before Coach Tarricone became a legend here at UE, he was our coach and teacher a few blocks away at the original Seton High School. He guided our small school to become competitive and won a stack championship in 1969, a Cinderella-type season that required all his quiet determination, intelligence, and skill as a tactician and motivator. He came to UE where he continued his brilliant career, but he left memories of those who knew him at Seton that have lasted a lifetime. Thank you, Denny.
Excuse me, and by the way, almost 54 years ago, we won that title in this chair. Thank you very much.
And it was against us, though. Wasn't that good? Okay. Now, I had the unique opportunity to play and coach in Coach Tarricone's program for 15 of his 20 seasons here at UE. It was an inspiration not only to his own players and staff, but to players and coaches all across New York State. A fierce competitor during the game, and yet a great example of sportsmanship in victory or defeat. He was always willing to share his knowledge of the game with anyone eager to become a better coach. He set a high standard of excellence for his players and never compromised that standard, knowing that it would benefit them not only on the court, but later in life. This is evident in the number of successful men his program has produced. Some of them here today to honor him. The stories and memories I have of Coach Tarricone are too numerous to share here today, but I can say this. My time spent with him is something I'll cherish forever. It was a privilege and an honor to call him my mentor and friend. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce another one of his players, and happened to be a nephew of his also, and a former teammate of mine, Mr. Tom Bioki.
I want to thank everybody as well for making this long-awaited day finally come to fruition. It's great for all of us. I especially want to call out the folks who aren't here who actually designed the plaque. I got a chance to take a glimpse of it earlier this morning for the first time, and you'll see in a few minutes, it's an unreal recognition of an embodiment, I think, of man. And as I was looking at it this morning, I could have sworn I made eye contact with it, and I saw the lips start to move, and I heard the words, "Don't give up the baseline." You've got to see the one. But we've all learned lessons from Coach Tarricone. I think the teamwork, collaboration, humility, and above all, a real sense of preparation. I'll give one quick short story here to maybe embody all that for you. So it's 1976, and our rivals in Binghamton had just hired a young, first-year coach to run their boys basketball program. So in order to welcome him to the Southern Tier coaching fraternity, Coach Tarricone called him and said, "Hey, why don't you come over to the court and we'll have a scrimmage, a preseason scrimmage on a Saturday morning." We did that from time to time, kind of simulated a practice game. They came over early one Saturday morning, scrimmage, and about an hour in, we were up by 60, right? And at that time, the coaches mercifully called off the scrimmage. The Binghamton team went back to the bus. The coach must have been thinking, what have I got myself into? And as I remember, we practiced for another 90 minutes, right? So we kept going that day. Well, unbeknownst to all of us at the time for many, many years, that very next day, Coach Tarricone again phoned the Binghamton coach and said, "Why don't you come over to the house for a while? We'll talk a little bit about what happened yesterday, and we'll debrief on a few things." And they spent several hours talking through kind of how we practiced, what our defensive philosophy was, things we focused on, and just generally sharing some feedback and tips that might help a first-year coach in his new job. Well, fast forward, Binghamton goes undefeated this year. They go 18-0, not even a game that's close. And you don't want to give all the credit. I mean, they had great players, and it turns out their coach is a Hall of Fame coach. They were great. But I'm sure that afternoon, Tarricone House didn't hurt them that season. And it turns out we also went undefeated. And so now we're scheduled to meet this very same team at the arena for the STAC championship, 2 18-0 teams. And guess what? It wasn't a 50-point game. It was, with 20 seconds left, a tie game. And while we had the ball around the court, Coach Tarricone called the play that he introduced to us the afternoon of that original scrimmage, and that we worked on every day of practice for the whole year, but had never run in a game. He calls the play with 20 seconds left. We run the play. It works to perfection. We score, we win the championship, and here we are 46 years later talking about it like it was yesterday. So teamwork, collaboration, humility, and above
Tarricone family right over here. We're going to open and show everybody what this looks like. If you guys all want to come up to half court, get a good view of this. It is going to go right over here on the wall right next to the scoreboard. Okay, Frank, please. Want to get that? Here it is.
It's a great picture of Charlie Tarricone there in a very smiling mode. He is a dedicated family man, coach, mentor, and winner, and this is what it says on the plaque. Coaching achievements. 25 years as varsity head coach, 20 at UE and 5 at Seton. 323 wins, 279 at UE, 44 at Seton. 8 SAC championships, 7 at UE, 1 at Seton. 9 Section 4 championships, 8 at UE, 1 at Seton, and 2 New York State final appearances at UE. He is in the New York State Basketball Hall of Fame, the Union-Endicott Hall of Fame, the New York State Section 4 Hall of Fame, and the Greater Binghamton Hall of Fame. Charlie Tarricone, once he coached you, you stayed coached. Charlie Tarricone's philosophy is centered on the 4 Ds. Discipline, dedication, determination, and defense. This philosophy was applied on the court and off the court. Coach Tarricone taught his players as much about life as he did about basketball. When you left Charlie's team, you left a better player and a better person. Charlie Tarricone. So we get a picture.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Sylvester, Coach Tarricone and I, we go way back. Excuse me. I was a graduate at UE. 1 year ahead of Charlie, and as things came back, I had the honor and privilege of being as a JV coach for approximately 6 years, and just thought gave me a lot of insight about coaching. And I always said, you might beat UE because of talent, but you never beat a UE basketball team because of preparation. He was great, and also what a great honor to honor a great individual. Thank you.
Tom Suds Lesko, Coach Tarricone, tremendous coach, tremendous job, influenced me throughout my life, and as well as all the other people on my team. We miss you. You did a great job.
Good morning from Owego. All the Owego fans, all the Owego coaches, all the Owego players, past and present, we want to say congratulations to Charlie Tarricone and his family. He was an absolute icon in this area, and so many of us coaches learned so much from him over the years. This is truly a well-deserved honor.
Congratulations.
My name is Frank Bertoni. I was first introduced to Coach Tarricone's basketball philosophy at Golden Valley Sports Camp. I can't express how much I learned from him and what a great amount of respect I had for him as a coach. The way he handled people, the way he handled his players, his dedication to defense and to the things that he believed in, I hope I've carried with me throughout my career. Thank you.
I would like to join you all in this moment
in congratulating the Tarricone family in recognizing Charlie for his time, effort, love, and devotion of his family, his players, the UE School District, and the community. He was a great man, and forever we should remember Charlie, for he meant so much to so many, and this will help us always remember him. Also, I'd like to tell you that I was with Charlie when he met Santa Claus. That was another great moment for him and I. So thank you, Charlie. God bless the Tarricone family. He was and will be always remembered. Thank you again.
Just like to say what a pleasure it was to know Charlie, and that he was such a great influence on me as a coach and as a person. I started out in 1985 at Vestal, and he came alongside and really was a mentor to me throughout my career. I used to go to his house many times to try to learn the game of basketball, and what a great person he was and a great coach. He'll be remembered forever in this district, or in the UE district, and throughout Section 4. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Matt Morley here, class of 2000, UE proud alum and former basketball coach at UE. Just wanted to congratulate Charlie's family and just say a couple words on this great recognition of a great career and a great man. From what I can remember, Coach Tarricone, obviously I didn't get a chance to play for him, but I did go to his basketball camp every summer. And as a growing player, I just looked up to him with such high esteem with all the things that he did here, all the accomplishments he had. And I remember the station work that we did. And it was a tough camp. It was, you did a minute or two at each station, you moved on to the next thing, you were covered with sweat. And but the camp said everything about basketball that Charlie stood for: fundamentals, hard work, defense, and those are some of the things that his teams all left their mark with. So again, congratulations, and this is a well-deserved recognition for Charlie and his family. Coach Tarricone, you'll always be a Tiger, and thanks for all you did for this school and this community.
Kevin McGough here. I'd just like to say a few words about my good friend Charlie Tarricone. It's nice to see that he's going to be honored at Union-Endicott. He was a tough competitor and always did the best he could when he was coaching. My first association with Charlie was through officiating when I did officiate his games. He always let you know whether you were doing something right or maybe you missed something. My recognition of one of my first games that I did at Union-Endicott was in the first half of the game, and Charlie was at my back, and he yelled to his team, "We don't have to worry about traveling tonight because Kevin's not calling it." I always remembered that. I always liked Charlie's sense of humor. Over the years, we became fast friends, and I miss him dearly. This is nice that he's being recognized. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Endicott, New York. This is Rick Rashawn checking in from South Florida, sunny South Florida. I just wanted to say how pleased I am that Sonny and a group of other players, ex-players from Union-Endicott basketball team decided to take it upon themselves to honor Coach Tarricone. A lot of us played for him over the years. I just can't tell you how instrumental he was in my life. I went to SUNY Binghamton, and I probably didn't have the best tryout that anyone's ever had, but I know that Charlie was behind the scenes, called Coach Affleck and said, "Listen, you need to take this guy because he's pretty damn good. He played for me, so he's got to be good." Anyway, I ended up playing there for 4 years. I had a great time. But more importantly, he taught me how to, get ready for life. And it was playing basketball at Binghamton and studying hard that led me to, do fairly well in my career down here in South Florida. So again, just wanted to say thanks to everyone. Charlie appreciates everything and more that you guys are doing for him today. Sorry I couldn't be there. I had other obligations. A good friend of mine's daughter is getting married in Vero Beach this Saturday, but I'll be there in spirit. Thanks.
Just a quick word about Coach Tarricone. One thing that sticks in my mind is I was in 9th grade, and I had gotten in trouble and sent to the principal's office, and I was sitting there right outside his office, and who walked by? Mr. Tarricone. Well, I dreamed of being a basketball player. So he came right over and said, Darren, for a young man who wants to play basketball, we don't have a lot of time to be spreading preparation H around. Well, I got the message, and I don't think I got in trouble again throughout 4 years of high school. Well, maybe a little, but that was one memory. And then also he taught us so much about life, discipline, teamwork. Been coaching for a lot of years, and I still catch myself using some of his words. He meant a lot to me, and it was just glad to be a part of this today. And it's nice to honor him. He certainly deserved it. Thanks.
Hey, Tarricone family, this is Frank Fetzko. I played for Charlie in 1982 as a senior. Grew up, through the program that he developed, and learned a lot about leadership, hard work, and having great values and being a person of character, along with a little bit of basketball along the way. Really enjoyed playing with him, had a lot of fun, and played on some great teams that he led through the program, and really valued my time playing on the team. Thanks.
Hello, Tiger Nation and the Tarricone family. Jim Chapman here, class of '83. I'm very excited that Coach Tarricone is getting the recognition that he well deserves. He was a great leader and a teacher. I'd like to tell you a little story about what Charlie used to say to me in practice. And I use it to this day with my AAU team and some of the school teams that I help coach. He would look me in the eyes and he'd say, Chappie, don't think you're hurting the team. I'll never forget that as long as I live. It just made me go more and more, work harder and harder. Once again, I'd like to say that I'm very happy that Charlie's getting recognized. Thank you.
Hello, Tarricone family. Mark Reynolds here, and I was just thinking of a story, and I was just telling a story to Sean Spiker last night, where I think I was in 5th grade, and Coach Tarricone was just transferring from Seton to UE, and I think I went to his summer league, summer camp, and I think I was the youngest guy there. And I just remember winning the one-on-one in my age group and stuff like that. And he gave me this shirt that was about 3 sizes too big for me, but I took it anyways. And then I think it was when I was helping coach the summer camp that he ran. He came up with that picture from, I don't know, must have been 10, 12 years after that, but. He taught me a lot. The 4 Ds is a great thing, and always remember him. He was a great mentor. Thanks very much.
Hi, Stan Romanowski. I played for Coach Tarricone. I graduated back in 1981. To the statement on the plaque about once you're coached by Coach Tarricone, you stay coached. Something along that point is my first semester of dental school. During a particularly difficult stretch, started thinking, what am I doing? This is pretty tough. And thought back to Coach, and basically just said, hey, suck it up and do it. And I really think he helped me back then. So owe a lot to the man. Thank you.
Coach Tarricone family, I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for the school, for the basketball program. It's been an honor being able to call myself varsity coach, just like you. And I will never fill your shoes, but I'm going to make sure that your legacy lives. And one of our biggest things are the 4 Ds that you talk about. So the 4 Ds, discipline for us is both on and off the court, and make sure that our student athletes understand that they are a student athlete. The dedication is it's to everything. It's to family, it's to school, it's to our team, it's to themselves. And we want to make sure that they're always dedicated and they're all in 100%. Determination, determined to win. Right? They want to do what they can to win, determined to get better, whether, again, it's on or off the court. And the defense. Defense is one thing that I'm huge on. I'm a defensive coach, and I want to make sure that we're playing defense for 32 minutes. We play defense, shut teams down, we'll take care of, the rest takes care of itself. I try every day to make sure that we continue to do that in our program, and it's been an honor to be able to do this. And I can't thank you enough for everything. I try and do my best as I can, and I just want to say thank you. And we hope that we make you proud. Sorry we didn't get the win, but we sure damn tried our best. So thank you very much.
It's Jerome Scott. I'm one of the assistant basketball coaches here. Just want to say thank you for the legacy that you are such a huge part of defining and really trying to implement this program into the stratosphere where it once was. We're doing our damnedest to try and get back there to that, and mainly just kind of really pay attention to a lot of things that you did in the past. Can't stress enough how thankful we are in terms of how much you've built this history for this program. It's not an easy thing for us to achieve. I don't think we're going to be able to achieve what you've done, but it's been an honor and it's been a privilege really to be a coach in this program. And I think a lot of that is a testament to what you established many years ago. Sorry we didn't get the win for you today, but you can tell that there was a tremendous amount of support out there, mainly that was in connection with you. So we appreciate you setting the groundwork. We hope to keep building on the foundation of it. And thank you very much for all you've done.
3, 2, 1. Thank you, Coach Tarricone.